Hello everybody, welcome to Fruitful Trees. Here I am in Jupiter, Florida, which is about an hour north of where I live in West Palm Beach, and this is Ken. How you doing, Ken?
Doing great, Paul.
Good. We're gonna come see Ken's trees today. We saw them a little over a year ago, and they've grown up now and they have fruit. We're in mango season, so we're looking forward to seeing your trees today.
Awesome, Mom. Can't wait to show you.
All right, so here we go. All right, everybody, here we are. This is Ken. We're back at his house. I'm gonna put a link to the previous time we were here. Ken, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Paul?
Great, great. So it is June, the end of June right now, 2024. And you're going to show us around your trees and what you've done since we last been here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, mango season is just really starting to start up here in Jupiter. So, I have just been starting to harvest a few mangoes here and there.
You are about a month behind where I am because you're about an hour north of us.
Yeah.
And so everyone knows Ken did my irrigation system for my well. And he does that. So if anyone's looking for a tree trimmer, irrigation guy, or a landscape guy, you're the guy to contact, right?
Give me a holler.
All right. All right, I'm going to put your contact info below. Show us, how much land do we have here?
I'm on just exactly an acre.
And exactly an acre. Now, last time I was here, there was a big tree here that's still here, but there was another one there and it's missing.
Yeah, I think I told you in the last video hang on one second. I think I'm getting ready to have a squirrel eat or a rabbit eat one of my mangoes. I might need to go chase him off. You can see that's my biggest, one of my arch nemesis is right there is the rabbits. Seeing that all my mangoes you can see are hanging low. You run away. Go, go, go. Go. He's looking like he won't even leave. He knows where the good mangoes are. Look at him. He won't even leave. He wants to eat another mango.
That's a wild rabbit?
Of course.
That's
my arch nemesis. Look, I see he's gonna get the BB gun.
This is why I'm glad I'm living in a populated city area. It's when you get a little out in the country, you get some wild rabbits.
All right.
That's how Ken gets his exercise every morning.
Yeah, right. And so every night I lose probably 3 to 4 mangoes a night.
You're making me feel good about living in a really crowded area right now.
Yeah, I know. It's just, as you can see, my mangoes hang low to the ground, and so they're prime picking for the rabbits this year. Last year it was squirrels, and this year it's rabbits. The squirrels, not so bad this year. But as we were talking,
yes,
I think in the last video I told you that I was going to put a driveway through here and never take down this tree, but the call for more fruit trees said the tree must go. So the tree came down.
What was it?
It was a ficus tree, just like this one here. Just the same. I mean, it was already starting to get into my septic tank and drain field. So
where is your septic and drain field?
It's actually over here on the side of the house.
Oh, wow.
The roots go that far.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's down now, and my idea now is to use fruit trees in a ornamental style landscape. So I'm going to make it look nice, but with fruit trees. So I think the whole thing's going to be jackfruits and things of that nature. So
very nice,
yeah.
Very nice.
But here are my pickering trees. There's 5 pickerings that I had planted. Actually, I had 7 here at one point. 2 more right up here. They weren't doing so well, so I took those out. And these 5 here.
Now you had 7 pickerings. So what happened to the other 2?
I just took them out. For some reason, if you notice, the ground comes up here. Maybe it was fill dirt or something. They just weren't doing as well as the other ones. So I took them out and just left the 5 here. And out of the 5, 4 fruited this year.
That's interesting. How old are these pickerings?
This is going to be their 3rd growing season, so about 2 years old.
Did they all go in at the same time?
They all went in exactly the same time.
So this one doesn't have the others do. That's very interesting.
Right.
Now you'd be the type of person, or so would I, anyone would say, if they just planted one and it didn't do well, they'd be like, pickering's not a good mango. But
that could be, right.
Now when you look at everything else, we know it's a great mango, but sometimes that happens. You can plant 2 right next to each other. One does great early and one doesn't. And this one next year might do better and the other might not.
At the beginning of the season, before the trees fruited, this tree here was the smallest out of all of them. and seeing it didn't fruit, it actually put on, a couple different flushes already this year and has caught up with the size of the other trees. Now, the one in the back fruited and it just hasn't done anything. So you can see this tree in the beginning of the season was smaller than the tree over there.
Now, it could also be the rootstock. There could be different rootstock on this one than others.
Again, it could be, but...
So you got Pickering here, so how do you like the Pickering, or they haven't just come off yet?
Actually, I've got a couple already off of it, and yeah, they're great. They're a great mango. Again, they have to be fully ripe before you eat them, but they're a good mango. The best thing is they ship very well, and so I can send them to people up north and to my relatives and whatnot.
Sure. And how far apart are these?
These right here are around 9 feet. These are a little closer. I know they're going to grow together, and my idea was to do a mango hedge. So we'll see as they start to grow together, how they do. I'm going to trim up the sides this season after they, give all the fruit. And
they're certainly loaded right now. That's beautiful.
Yeah, these are doing really well up here, especially now since they have a lot more light.
So when the tree came down, it opened up the light.
Oh yeah. They would be in the shade from about 2:30 in the afternoon on. Now they get full sun until 7 o'clock. So they get quite a bit more sun, and they just overall look more healthy this year.
Now I see you mulch the area here as well. Or?
Yeah, I mulch them. Again, when I chopped down the tree, I ended up with a lot of mulch, but a lot of mulch means a lot of hauling with the little wagon, and I just haven't had the time to do it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right. Let me show you what I got going on the back. Yeah, the trees back here now. I had just mangoes, I believe. Well, mostly mangoes last time you came. Now I've added quite a bit more.
So your septic tank is right here where we're walking.
Yeah, there's a septic tank right there. That's the lid. So this is my jackfruit tree, which hasn't given me any fruit. Lots of male flowers, but no fruit this year.
What variety?
I can't tell you the variety. I got it from Leaf. And he said the variety was on the bucket, but by that time I looked for the bucket, it was gone, and so I'm not really sure. Hence the reason I'm sort of anxious to see it fruit, because I want to make sure it's something that I'm going to enjoy. But and then I got my Atemoya. Basically, I put all my different varieties besides mangoes up closer to the house. I just find the variation in trees a little more exciting, and so I put them a little closer to the house.
And what do you do with all your fruit?
Currently, right now, I try to eat it, freeze it, preserve it for the entire year. But eventually, I will sell the mangoes and excess fruit.
Sure. Okay. What kind of Atemoya is that?
That's a Gefner Atemoya. It's the first year that it's actually put on quite a bit of fruit. It's probably got maybe 15 or 20 fruit on there this year.
Now you and I were talking about the Atemoyas that you would questionable of.
Yeah, I was a little hesitant because last year it put on some fruit and they seemed to all fall off. But again, it was a young tree. This year it's done really well. It's got quite a bit of fruit on it. I did no extra pollination. It just let it do its thing, and it's doing really well. I did try something a little different with the rotting fruit at the base. Har had mentioned something in reference to that. So I know a citrus farmer, and I had gotten lots of oranges and put oranges around it and lots of different fruits and whatnot, and it seemed to do well. So we'll see, what actually I get off the tree.
All right.
Yeah. And this is we spoke about this one too, the pumpkin pie mame.
Pumpkin pie mame, yes.
Yeah, I'm everybody says, one day it's doing great, the next day it sticks. So I'm sort of anxious to see what happens. I actually have one little fruit on it right now going. So we'll see. Maybe this year.
Dwarf mame. We'll see.
We'll see. But I did, hedge my bets and bought a Florida and a Jamaica mame from Laura Farms, just because I love the mame so much. And at your place, I had the Jamaica mame, and wow, what a great fruit.
We have a Florida one to taste today.
Excellent, excellent. I have the tree here, so that makes me happy.
Oh, did you get it already?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Nice.
But and then I also do some of my own grafting of custard apples and amoyas, anones. These are all different varieties of stuff that I've grafted. My canistel, I know your neighbor has the Fairchild #2 canistel. I don't know if anybody out here is successfully growing it. The tree's flowered 2 years in a row, but just hasn't set any fruit. I know it's like a shy producer, supposedly, so maybe this is...
No, not at all, not near here.
I mean, your neighbor, his tree was loaded every time I went and saw it.
Yeah.
But maybe under these conditions, if you notice, everything's wet, dripping wet, and that's from the dew. And that's a big problem with, a lot of the fruit production out here is the amount of moisture you get. So every day my trees get a shower, if it rains or not. So, and I have my line of avocado trees, which I'm starting to second guess now.
The second guess what, the avocados or the varieties?
No, all just avocados in general. I mean, it's so cheap to go to the store and buy a bag of organic, avocados, and
it is and it isn't, because it depends how many avocados you eat.
Yeah, I mean, you can buy a bag of 6 avocados, organic avocados from Aldi for like, $3, $3.50. And
no,
yeah, I mean, all these. I love that place.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean,
so what kind of avocados do you have here?
I have a Day, a Bacon, a Simmons, and an Oro Negro, and they've all flowered, but no fruit this year. We'll see what happens next year. But,
okay, so you got a Day, so that covers the early mid-season.
Yeah, Bacon, which is about the same.
Mm-hmm.
The Simmons
is early.
Yep, and then Oro Negro,
okay.
Which is a late one, which I actually still have 1 fruit on there left.
But I hear what you're saying. Nobody needs more than 1 avocado per season because the tree gets so abundant.
Yeah. Well, again, out here, it seems so hit and miss with the seasons. So, I mean, I know a couple clients of mine have avocado trees, and they'll alternate bear, and often they'll go every 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So again, I'm just wondering if it's the growing conditions out here, versus like where you guys are, because I notice your fruit on your trees are very clean as well, and it's harder for me to do that here. But all right.
Now you got a sign that says fresh mangoes. Is that fine for you in case you get old and you don't remember what the tree is?
No, it's from season to season, depending on what my clients have for fruit on their trees. I go and pick their trees, and often I'll go out to Indiantown Road right here, and I'll sell out of the back of my truck. So I'll use those as road signs to let people know that I have
very
fresh
nice.
mangoes.
Good idea.
Yeah, I figured a great spot to store them is in the middle of the mango orchard, right?
So how many trees do you have here, mango?
Right here in the ground is 22. And I try to vary the varieties as much as I can, though I'm quickly learning that Angie and Floragon and Sweet Tart, all those trees do very well out here because of the disease resistance. So, like all my Angie trees are loaded this year. They did really, really well, especially for first-time fruiters on a couple of them.
So you have some varieties, you have more than one of the varieties?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like my favorite mango is Angie. So I have 5 Angie trees. And I can't get enough. I eat them before they, before I can get enough off the tree. But, so...
What are you going to do with 5 trees of mangoes? That's more than you could ever freeze or need.
Well, then again, I like it so much that I think a lot of other people will like it as well. Okay. So, again, if I can sell them as well, that would be great. But like this here tree is a Valkyrie. I've had a couple fruit off of it this season already. It tastes like a carry. I was sort of expecting something a little bit, different, but pretty much tastes like a carry. I was sort of surprised.
It's a big carry.
Yeah. But here's my orange sherbet tree, which it's weird. Again, it's set fruit really far down low. I feel like the top of the tree gets really, really wet and prone to anthracnose during blooming.
How far apart are the trees?
16 feet. These are actually a little bit closer. I think these are maybe 15 or 14. I know the Angies are 14 because, you know, they're Angie. I think I can get away with that by just trimming them a little better. But the rows are 16 feet apart, and then the majority of the other trees are 16 to 20 feet apart, just depending
all right.
on the
So all these are Angies?
No, this is Orange Sherbet, then 2 Angies, and the last one is Dwarf Hawaiian, which is actually getting taken out.
Why are you taking that out?
It's actually, I just think, a too problematic tree for me. I've had it for 3 years now, and it's flowered every year, set fruit every year, and the fruit just drop off. You know, get attacked by anthracnose.
Now, why would you take it out as opposed to top working it?
Just because I have trees already that I've grafted that are ready to go. And I mean, I suppose I could top work it over, but I think the tree just is a size that it could still easily be dug. You know,
Dug and sold.
Yeah, yeah. So I got a Maha Chinook to go in its place.
Okay. I find taste is so subjective because some people like things that other people don't.
Yeah, I mean, the taste, I love the taste of the fruit, but it flowered 3 times this season, got attacked by anthracnose every time, and it would set fruit, and then they would fall off at about this stage. So I'm not willing to nurse just one tree, you know. The fruit's not that good, you know, so I figure it can go. I'll replace it with something else. Here's another Angie tree. Then I got a Ceci Love tree. And then in between I got some just potted mangoes that I was going to try to grow up a little larger. Honey Kiss, Pickering, and another Angie. Just to see if I can actually, you know, make nice productive trees in pots. So we'll see. These are actually sugarloaf mango pineapples. They're really a nice pineapple. I don't know if you have them. They're white, and you can eat the core.
Wow, no, I don't think I have.
Yeah, they're one of the better pineapples that I've tried. But it's another Angie tree here. It's got a lot of mangoes on it. This tree's done well.
They haven't ripened yet, have they?
Well, some. I mean, I've maybe gotten, besides what the rabbits have taken, maybe 6 or 7 mangoes off of it, but I still got, I would say, another 2 weeks before they're ready. And I know you've been eating Angie's already.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, Super Alfonso here.
Oh, excellent.
Excellent. Yeah. I've got a couple mangoes off of it so far, but we'll see how it goes.
Have you tried it?
No.
Oh, excellent.
Good one.
Really good. Good choice.
Yeah.
And that's your seedling tree.
That's a seedling tree that I top worked over. Now I think I'm down to like 7 varieties on it. I think I had up to 12 or 13 on it at one point. I've started cutting them off.
But you had one on there that was your own special.
Yeah, that's Lily here. That's this fruit here.
Yeah. So when is that coming in?
That's probably got another 2 weeks maybe.
Is that Maha Chinook?
Yeah, Maha Chinook on there. I've got some Edward on there. Ceci Love. Glen. Sweet Tart. Pickering. I have another house variety that I call it Super Sweet. It's this guy here.
Okay. Do you know what it's a seedling from?
I'm going to say probably from Valencia Pride.
Okay.
Maybe Valencia Pride Maha Chinook. You know, I know it's a seedling tree because it's where I found it on a property back here in the farms. Nobody, I don't think anybody would plant a mango tree there, and the size of the tree looks like it's been there for a while.
Sure.
So, sugar apple tree that it's doing all right. It's got some sugar apples on it.
Nice.
One of your favorites, cack.
Yes, excellent.
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep this monster under control, so I keep on cutting out the center because that tree is a quick grower.
Yep.
That's a 2-year-old tree there.
It's a great mango.
Yeah, I can't wait. I got a couple more. Another Angie here. I love my Angies. Again, very productive out here. Easy to to maintain. Just a good overall mango. If you're out west, I suggest an Angie. And this was a Valencia Pride that I realized that it was going to be too big too quick, so I top worked that over to orange sherbet. So that tree's been fully top worked over now, and maybe next season I'll get some orange sherbet off of it. And this is Seacrest here.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah, I've actually had a couple fruit off of it this season, and really, really good.
Really good.
Yeah, the sap even smells very citrusy. When you pick it, you can smell the citrus from it. And then I got this orange sherbet here. We'll see what.
Now, with all the selections of mangoes, other than Angie that you love, I know you have several orange sherbet.
Yeah.
More than one variety of things.
Yeah.
There's such a big giant selection. Are you just, only a few do good up here, or like why do you just...
I want things that require about the same level of care. I don't want, like I said, the dwarf Hawaiian tree's got to go because it requires too much care. So I want everything to sort of be very disease resistant, something that's going to flower and set fruit without too much intervention. I'm not one to want to spray every week, every 2 weeks. I want to try to keep it down to a minimum. So,
sure.
I figure I'll try to cover every season and sort of every flavor, between classic, coconut, citrus, and just go from there.
Sure. Okay.
Sweet tart in the back, which didn't set a lot of fruit this year, but the fruit that it did set, the ones that are by themselves, are decent sized fruit, are big fruit. On my seedling tree, I have sweet tart on there as well, but they grew in clusters, and the fruit are much smaller.
Sure.
Yeah. M4.
Okay.
So I can't wait to try that. Hoping the rabbits don't get them all. Another sweet tart here. Again, much larger fruit when they hang by themselves. But you can see, what all that moisture does out here. You can see the rain. Florigon, this is my heaviest producer, I think, per tree this year. It's done really well, really well.
And you like it?
I love Florigon.
Okay.
Yeah, it's, as my friend Anthony calls it, the Gatorade of mangoes. It's really, really refreshing, especially if you get one that's not all washed out with water. But yeah, I like it a lot. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll change your mind. I have a pretty good one today.
All right, I'll try it, but I don't know if that's gonna happen.
All right, well, and then I have
this Florigon might be in my top 100.
Really?
Not my top 10.
Oh, wow. Yeah, again, I like it because it produces well out here. Very little intervention, very little spraying required, and the fruit's semi-clean. It's hard to get super clean fruit out here.
Sure.
So, this is, I'm sure you can tell me what that variety is.
Is that your Nam Dak Mai?
That's Nam Dak Mai number 4.
Number 4?
Yeah.
Now, why'd you get rid of the
Siatong?
Yeah.
I figured they were both the same tasting mango per se. Siatong was going to be a bigger tree, and I just, again, I couldn't have it because the power lines up here. So I'm going to keep everything, 10 feet below the power lines because of the squirrels.
Yeah, because the number 4 splits.
Oh, it does.
Yes,
well,
splits. And that's a great advantage of the Siatong. It doesn't.
Right. Yeah, that's what I did understand, that it was less prone to splitting. But then again, we got tons of rain this year, and no splitting. You know, I haven't had one split one yet.
Sure.
But again, I irrigate my trees so they don't have that huge influx or of water that often comes with the splitting.
Sure.
But yeah, and then in the Seatong place, I put a Silas Woods Sapodilla. So I'm going to start now interplanting with different kinds of things, different varieties of fruits. Over here, last time you came, it was all bananas, and you can see the bananas starting to peek out again. But I've since taken them down because they were the highway for the squirrels to come down off the power lines into my yard and attack my mangoes.
Wow. What kind of bananas do you have?
Those are, most of them are Namois. They're the tall Namois.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, they're really good bananas, but just not worth, you can hear the squirrels on the power lines now, just not worth having them have the runway to come down. And I've noticed that this year, very few squirrels. Very few squirrels. I mean, they're there still, but they're less likely.
So are you going to plant anything else here?
Yeah, I've got cut down 2 pine trees that are laying down in there right now. I'm eventually going to plant 2 more large variety mangoes, something like an ST Maui, and then maybe a lemon meringue, and let those just grow larger there. And then I'm going to start my jackfruits down the property line.
All right. Well, looking really good here. Very good. And you got dragon fruit at the end there. We didn't see
Yeah,
that.
the dragon fruit, they're doing all right, I suppose. I haven't had much luck with the dragon fruit. They seem to get a fungus that basically it just starts to sort of rot. But I'll give them a shot and just see what they got, and if they don't make it, well, I'll put something else.
Sure. And so how long did you say you were growing out here now?
Now I planted everything in between September of 2021 and March of 2022. So it's been about, this is the 3rd growing season for the trees.
All right, and this seedling tree's been here as long?
Actually, I planted that right when I moved here 8 years ago, and it took like 6 years before it fruited, and the fruit was poor at best. Very, very.
What kind of grass do you put on, do you like to do? Different ones, or?
Well, yeah, it just depends on where I'm grafting on the tree, but most of the time it's either a cleft or a veneer graft.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks for showing us your trees here.
Yeah. Thanks for coming out, Paul.
All right, everybody, that was Ken. If you want an irrigation guy or a lawn guy or a guy that trims trees professionally, this is the guy you want to contact. I'll put his contact information below. As for his trees, taste is subjective, and variety, you got to do what works best for the location you're in. I wouldn't have the varieties he picked, but in my variety, where I live, do good where I'm at. So if I lived up here, I might do more what he did. So you got to look at all the factors, not just what you want. You got to look at what's going to do good in your area. So, and you got to be willing to play musical trees, right?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, if a tree's not doing what you would like, don't be afraid to cut it down and put something new.
There you go. And other varieties, he has other things other than mango trees, as you saw. Great selection, really nice clean yard. And really excited to come back here, and we will be back in the future with another update. So thank you again.
And thanks, Paul, for coming out.
All right. Have a great day, everybody, and keep growing. For more educational videos about mangoes and other fruits and how to grow fruit trees, please look out the other videos on this channel, Fruitful Trees, and also subscribe if you like, and also share these videos with others. Thank you for watching. Have a great day and keep growing.